Morning. There's not much, Ed. It's not much to talk about, but I figured I'm up. I'm awake. I went to bed early last night, so I figured, hey, what else do I have to do right now? Not much. Not going to trade today, but I'll come on stream. I enjoy it. Gives me something to do early morning. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'm assuming not many people will show up today, but that's all right. We'll get the OGs here. Anyone that's just sort of chilling today. We'll make it very chill, very easy, very relaxing. No expectations. Just to talk about what's going on, see what the market's doing, and see what happens. Yeah, I expect there to be very little volume. Very little volatility. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Giants, man. God. I don't know. I felt like that game could have went either way, but we didn't look good again. Giants just have no... Their team is depleted. Their team is just not it's just not the same, right? From the beginning of the year, we've lost multiple linemen. We've lost we had all of our backup cornerbacks playing. We have no wide receivers playing. So I don't know. I mean, this could be the slide, the end of year slide for the Giants. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Barkley's not doing shit. Yeah. And then Cowboys are sort of hitting on all cylinders now. So it's like the sort of we just flipped, right? Cowboys are sort of they got all the pieces sort of moving now. So the Giants are just sort of a beat-up team at this point. We'll see. We'll see if we can squeak into the wild card but I don't have any major expectations. I'm happy to see what they're doing. I'm happy that we have Coach Dayball, but yeah, I don't know. USA today, yeah, big USA day. We need to win today. We actually don't have to win today. I have a friend that's like really big into the World Cup. He's like probably his biggest team is the USA national team. Now that Iran beat Wales this morning, we really just have to beat Iran. As long as we beat Iran and Wales lose to England, we should be good. So today's game versus England, if we lose, it really doesn't mean much. I mean, if we win, it's huge, right? If we win, I'm pretty sure we solidify our way through. But if we lose, we just have to beat Iran. That's what it seems like now that Iran beat Wales. So I guess that's good. We'll see what happens. That's going to be a tough game today. USA to beat England. They cannot come out like they did the second half versus Wales. I'll tell you that. Good morning, guys. Yeah, you're sort of right, Alvin. You're actually sort of right. Yesterday was like the tryout for Odell. You're right. Odell, I mean, I guess I could see him going to Dallas. It would suck. Yeah, Japan. Yeah, I know you're always here from Japan. What a game from Japan. Japan's going to become a little secret powerhouse in the World Cup, I think. Fareed, yep. What's up, Fareed? Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them. Yeah, I got a lot of good press too, Fareed. Like you see all this stuff online about like the Japanese fans staying and cleaning up the stadium, and then there was a picture of how the Japanese team left the locker room after their game. Very respectful and pretty cool to see. So, GG Japan. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being here. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a light crew today. I would be very surprised to see the normal numbers here today, but that's okay. We'll do it for the OGs, for people that want to just sort of chill, watch, see what's going on in the market today. I have zero intention in trading today. I'm going to be going to a friend's house pretty soon. Not soon, but in a little bit to get ready for the USA game. We're all going to meet up and watch that. So it's going to be a short day for me. It's a short day for the market. Remember, market closes at 1 p.m. today. It's going to be a short day, right? It's going to be, 9:30 to 1, so pretty short day. I would expect it's a day that you should be very, keep it very light, guys. No reason to be going crazy on this Friday, in my opinion. All right, so today's the 25th. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Once again, welcome to the stream. Happy Black Friday. Make sure to go buy some things today. Even though I think Black Friday is a big scam, I'm sure everything's just. I mean, there's definitely discounts, but it's like an incentive. If people want to buy things today, right? Like inherently, I'm gonna probably buy some things because I'm getting ready to. I'm getting a new. I don't know. I'm sure some of you know this. Maybe not all of you, but I'm moving from the house that I'm in. Beginning of next year, I will be moving to Miami, to Brickell, and I have an apartment that I got. So I'm going to be buying some stuff to furnish that place, see what Black Friday deals there are out there. So I have a good reason for it. Also, tax write-offs. Anything I buy for that apartment will be considered for my business. So it's probably better to buy things now before the end of the year for my business write-offs. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll be definitely looking at stuff. But yeah. So today, futures, economic earnings calendar. We got nothing on the earnings, or nothing on we got nothing on both. So we're totally gonna skip economic and earnings calendar. We have nothing on the economic, nothing on the earnings calendar. So that's nice. We don't have to worry about that. We have some Tesla news this morning about their full self-driving. We saw Elon tweet that over the weekend. Elon tweeted that the full self-driving is active. It's live, the beta for it. So Tesla is getting a little bit of a push higher. I'm still in my Tesla January calls. I don't know if some of you probably are aware of that if you're in the Discord. I'm in some Tesla Januaries. I started to purchase those last week. I think Tesla's so oversold. I thought it was a good opportunity on the risk to reward. I'm still down on them. I don't know if I'll be back to green on them this morning. I might be after this nice move. We'll see if it holds up. But Tesla with a little bit of upside this morning. It's up the most out of everything on my watch list. So let's definitely watch out for that. Nvidia, AMD, some very key levels this morning to watch. AMD is at a big rejection point. Nvidia is at a pretty big level as well, so I want to watch those. Meta, I was looking to see if Meta would break that flag that it's been sort of forming. It did, but it's been very slow, so we'll take a look at Meta. TSM, I think, is an interesting one. We saw the chip stocks. They were very strong Wednesday of this week, so 2 days ago, on Wednesday before Thanksgiving. The chip stocks have continued to outperform, and this is something we need to continue to watch, right? We definitely need to watch TSM, Nvidia, AMD, maybe even Qualcomm. All these semiconductor stocks are holding up very well. So these are opportunities to be paying attention to. Apple, 147.50. It's a very key level that needs to hold. It continues to hold, but it has to continue in the over the next few weeks. That level has to hold. I think if Apple gives up that level, it will definitely signal downside not only on Apple but the rest of the market. So I think this is a very key level on Apple to be paying attention to. Microsoft, 250. Microsoft, if you guys are familiar with it, has a brick wall level at 250. It can't get above it. And it's pushing towards it again today. So let's see what happens at 250 today. And then finally, guys, Netflix. It's pulled back recently, but there might be an opportunity here, and I want to share it with you guys. All right. So just the way to think about today, right? I think the best way to think about today is if we have low volume, if we don't have much movement, right? If we have low volatility, low volume, you cannot trade breakouts. Breakouts, breakdowns are very difficult to trade without high volume because you need that continuation move. If the market does not want to continue in a single direction and it sort of is biased to just chopping sideways today, if we have low volume, those breakouts and breakdowns are going to be nasty. They're not going to work. They're not going to follow through. This is the best sort of way to think about low volatility, low volume days. So you have to be very cautious. There's going to be a lot of fake moves, a lot of fake outs, right? Intraday, low volume. Just not a good day to trade, in my opinion. That's at least what I think as of now, right? I could be totally wrong. Market could totally surprise me today. We could get a huge move in a single direction. I wouldn't think that would happen. But, who knows? But that is how I am approaching today. That's my thought process as I get into today, that, the continuation move is something that I don't trust today. I don't trust the continuation move in a single direction. All right. So let's do it. Let's get started. Let's just take a look. Let's look around. Let's see what's going on. Let's just chill. You guys have any questions? This is your day to ask because the stream's going to be a little bit light. Right, we only have about 480 people in here, so I'll try to get to maybe I'll get to some questions during the stream if I see anything I like over there in the live chat. Make sure to check that out. All right, so let's get started. So here's the NASDAQ, guys. Here's what we've been doing sort of over the last week. We broke that downtrend, right? That was the big one. That was a big one, right? You can see we got that downtrend break. You have the highs, the lower high, and a lower high here that broke, right? So you can see the downtrend that broke out. This was back on Tuesday of last week. Since that breakout, right, we had a little bit of upside continuation, right? We've had a little bit of squeeze to the upside after having this breakout. So you can see a little bit of continuation. And then on Wednesday, before we had our day off yesterday, we held this nice key level here around this 11,720. We came in, we held it intraday. In the pre-market, and we held it all intraday here, and we pushed higher to the upside, getting over this rejection point right here around 840. Now, you can see where we're at this morning, right? You can see we pushed higher above the 840, and we're trading right back at it today. So I think for a big, right, a big bullish day, right, the bull case today, if you want the market to stay bullish in the short term, you need to hold 11,840. I think that is a very, that would be a very bullish hold here today. If we were to see this previous high right here turn into a support where we are right now today as we speak, I think that would be your bullish case. If the market can hold this level here, maybe turn it into some type of a short-term demand and start to build off this and continue higher. I think that is your bullish case today. That is the most bullish case you could have today. A hold of this previous high around this 11,840, 11,830 level. That's what I would watch. Now you can also see, if I go to the 5-minute chart, yesterday or on Wednesday, after we had some of that economic news, you guys remember we had big economic news on Wednesday. After you can see the minutes, the FOMC minutes, look at the level that held on yesterday into close, or on Wednesday. You can see we got FOMC minutes right here. That's your big move here. Now you pulled back. Look at all these wicks, right? You guys see all these wicks on the 5-minute chart? Wick here, wick here, wick here. We wicked up, we wicked up, we wicked up. We came back down to it here, and we pushed higher. This level that you're looking at on the screen right here, this 11,840, that is this high, right? That is the high of last Friday right here. So if we drag this over, right, we can see that green area that's on my screen. If we keep dragging over right here, you can see, look at how it was respected after FOMC minutes on Wednesday, right? And now if we zoom over, keep going to today, look at where we're trading. We're trading right at that level again. So that, in my opinion, if you hold this 840, I think that is your bull case for today. If you were to, maybe you have a little bit of a slow pre-market downside into that level, if you can find demand here and start to push off of it, then I think you push to the upside, right? That's the first thing I'm watching. Does 11,840 hold? Does that post FOMC level hold? Does that Friday high hold? If it does, possible upside today. All right. Now, if we break that level, right? If we break this level today, if we turn it into a rejection point, if that level does not hold today and we move lower, then I would say anywhere between the 840 and the 720 is pretty much free game, right? I don't think there's much conviction in this area here. I think that's just a chop fest. You can see we held the 720 on Wednesday. We sort of pushed higher, came back down, pushed higher, held this 840, pushed higher. But all in here, to me, is a big chop fest. So if we do break down 840, then I would say there's a very good there's a possibility that we trade back to the 720. That's very possible, right? That would be your bearish case. You break 840, you turn it into a rejection. I would say you probably could trade back down to this hold here around the 720. Okay? In between 840 and 720, difficult to read because look at what happened back on Wednesday, right? You're just sort of everywhere in this channel. If we get stuck in this channel today between 840 and 720, then that is even more of a reason for me not to trade. If I saw like a really clean and obvious hold of this 840 today, then maybe there actually is something, a clean upside move off this demand here, off 840. But if we drop down into this 840 to 720 chop zone, right, then you need to stay away from that. Because if you tried to trade this here, right, it's a mess. You had some nice upside Wednesday morning. You got rejected harshly, came right back up. FOMC minutes, right, held above 840. So that's your two things I'd watch today, guys. See if the 840 holds. If it does, maybe there's a possible upside move off that level after a pre-market downside. If you break below that, then watch out for this chop fest here. It's about 100 points of chop that I would be very careful of, okay? I bought a Tesla March 17, 2023, 150 put, paid $15.50. So far it's in the red. This loss could increase from expiring. Could you? Yeah, we'll look at Tesla. I would, Samuel, in my opinion, just first thought, right? First thought, in my opinion, you're buying Tesla puts at an extreme sold off level, right? You're pretty much chasing the downside on Tesla. I would. That's my first thought process, right? As much as Tesla is going down, right? As much as Tesla is going down, I don't believe, in my opinion, that chasing puts at these levels is going to be a profitable position. It's very sold off. But I could be wrong. But we'll look at Tesla. I'll sort of walk you through what I'm thinking. All right, ES. So ES, let's go hourly chart. Here's the hourly chart on the ES, guys. And we can see we are sitting right at that high from last Tuesday. So you guys can see right here, that Tuesday high around 40.50, we are sitting right at it today, right? We are sitting right at it. So that 40.50 is definitely a big level. and it also has the 200 SMA right above as well. So this is going to be a tough one. All right, getting through this is going to be a tough one. 40-50, big rejection level, sort of a psych level as well. And then we also have the 200 SMA that's sitting right above at 40-60. So getting above 40-50 and 40-60, getting above the 200 SMA, that's going to be like the must. That's like the gateway to more upside. If we need to get above this, if you want to see more upside in this market, we got to see a 200 SMA break. We got to see this 40-50 move higher. All right, we got to see it break above 40-50 in the 200 SMA. If we are not above those levels, all right, this could be a little bit of a double top rejection, 200 SMA rejection. That's very possible. So we need to watch out for that. All right, that's the first thing. Understand that the ES is approaching a pretty heavy rejection point up here. 200 SMA, 40-50 previous rejection point. All right, so that's the first thing. Make sure you're aware of that. ES on the shorter term, right? This is sort of like that NASDAQ level I talked about, that low, that 4,005, right? You guys can see right there, 4,005. That's your really, you can see that demand stepped in here on Wednesday. It stepped in intraday on Wednesday as well. It'll double bottom. So if you see downside today, I wouldn't expect it to come, I wouldn't expect there to be under, if we move under 4,005 today, that's really nasty. But that if we get pullbacks in the market, this is where I would target pullbacks down to this level here, right? Down to this 4,005, 4,000 level. All right. So watch out for that. So that's your big pullback level. That's your bear case, is a pullback down to this 4,005. If you break this little pre-market low, which is, it's not really, let me go to the 5-minute here on the ES and show you sort of what happened post minutes. It's not so much exactly where that pre-market low came to. It's more like down here, right? I would say it's more around this 40-28, 40-30 area is that sort of post minutes level. You can see all in this general area. Sort of right here. That's what I'm just sort of lining up to that NASDAQ move. You can see the NASDAQ post minutes sort of held this 11,840, which is where we're holding right now, right? On the NASDAQ, 11,840, 11,840. On the ES, it's more like this 40.28, 40.30 area. You guys can see right here. It's not perfect, right? It's a little bit sloppy, but it is generally around this 4.28, 4.30 area. If we drag that over, all right, if we drag that over, that's right. We haven't tapped that yet this morning. All right, it's right around here. So I would watch that around that 40.28, 40.30 area on the ES. That's that post minutes hold that we saw into end of day on Wednesday. We're sort of just sideways here in the pre-market on the ES. So we're between that 40.50 and that 200 SMA, and we're between that post minutes level around that 40.28, 40.30 area. If we break that 40.28, 40.30, then I would say you're probably going to, you could potentially see that chop fest towards that 4,000, right? You can see this. This is that chop fest I talked about on the NASDAQ. So both analysis, pretty much the same thing. Both, in relation to the time of where those levels came in, it's the same thing, right? Post FOMC level around 11,840. We're testing it right now on the NASDAQ. We break that. We move down to those Wednesday's lows. Upside rejection points up there. And then same thing on the ES, right? You got your post minutes levels around 40.28, 40.30. You break that. You come down to those Wednesday's lows around 4,005. And then the upside rejection looks pretty damn tough on the ES, right? You got 40.50. You got the 200 SMA. And if we zoom out on the daily chart, right, we are coming into that daily chart downtrend. So we're getting pretty damn close to that. So we need to be cautious there, right? 200 SMA rejected previously here, and we're back at that 200 SMA here. So some things to think about, right, as we approach that 200 SMA. We got to be careful here. All right, this could very well be a little bit of a rejection point. 200 SMA, 200 SMA, and then this was a little bit above. So the last one was just a really clean 200 SMA rejection, and we are approaching it again as we speak. Okay? All right. Let's go Dow. Dow's a beast. Dow is a beast. The Dow is now, as we speak, it is 6.9% off all-time highs. Just about 7%. The Dow is, it's crazy to say that, right? The Dow is off 7% off all-time highs. So pretty wild, right? The Dow has proven its strength. It has proven its outperformance. An insane bounce off this weekly demand. This is also the pre-COVID highs, which I think is very, I talked about this in a previous video. I think this is something people need to pay attention to, because if the Dow is bouncing off pre-COVID highs, look out for other things that are bouncing off pre-COVID highs, right? Look at this, right? This is where you were before COVID hit, right there. COVID hit, you've got a big downside, you pushed up. You moved right back down to pre-COVID highs. Now, if you think about the valuation of stocks, right? Are certain stocks more valuable than they were before COVID hit, right? You could probably argue that some are, some probably aren't, right? Peloton's not. Upstart's not. Zoom is not, right? All those crap names. But stocks like Home Depot, stocks like Caterpillar, stocks like Boeing, maybe not Boeing, maybe Boeing, but stocks that are in the Dow, UNH, healthcare names, AbbVie, all these healthcare, all these safety names, they're probably worth, right? And I think this is why you saw this big bounce. This was probably where people said, okay, I'm willing to purchase these names. If we reset back to where we were before COVID, give back this big push, I'm willing to purchase some, I'm willing to step in here. And it seems right to a lot of people to buy some of these stocks back to where we were before COVID hit. So you basically erased, right, a year of time back to where we were before anything happened, and look at the bounce that we've seen off that level. Right, that's a very strong and very, a very strong continuation bounce off that pre-COVID high. So that's just something to remember, right, on the Dow. Very strong, seems like for now a very, a strong continuation move on the Dow Jones. If we zoom in on the 4-hour, this high, what is the high here? This high, this is 34,246. 34,246. That is the exact high of back in August. If I put a little area there, you guys can see we have that exact high from back in August right here. You're above the 200, you're above the 100. Let me delete those because those are irrelevant. Right? We're above all moving averages on the Dow. And the Dow is sitting right at, right, this is that green zone I just drew. The Dow is sitting right at that August high. You guys can see we're sitting right there. Right, we're sitting right above it. That level is the exact high of this move back in August, right, where we rejected previously. So, key thing to watch there on the Dow. Can the Dow turn this previous rejection point into support? Can it really continue off that level? If it does, that is bullish, right? That is a strong move. If the Dow can break above this previous high, turn it into a support, and continue off this, right, the Dow is going to continue to outperform. So watch that. If we reject here, I would just watch this 33,320, right? That's your sort of big level to watch to continue to make these higher lows. If you break 33,320, then you are breaking the higher low trend on the Dow, right? If you break 33,320, this is all higher lows and higher highs. That's what the Dow's been doing since that bounce off demand, higher lows, higher highs. You break 33,320, then you are making a new lower low, and that is where that momentum shifts. So I would say as long as the Dow is above 33,320, if the Dow can break above this previous high, the Dow strength continues. And the Dow strength has continued since October. It has outperformed substantially. If you watch my videos where I talked about the Dow Jones being an outperforming indice, that has continued. So watch that. Watch those Dow names. Russell stuck right here around that 1870, right? Previous rejection, 1870 rejection. So watch that. All right, guys, that's what I got for you today on the futures. I don't really know what to expect today. I'm not going to get too involved. Once again, just to recap, right? 1840, that's your level to watch. 1840, watch that. And then on the ES, 4030, 4028. Upside rejection points on the ES, 4050, 200 SMA. And then on the NASDAQ, 11.9, 11.930 up here as well. All right? Keep those levels on watch. If you guys want to get those technical levels on a text format, you guys can check it out down below. It says free technicals. I post the futures technicals in there every day. All right, Tesla. So let's start on the weekly chart on Tesla because I do want to show you something on the weekly. I think this is something to watch, right? And you can see, look at what this weekly candle is starting to look like, right? Look at the weekly candle. The weekly candle on Tesla is a strong upside doji candle, and it is now at the highs of the weekly candle, right? That is a bullish weekly candle, and I would continue to watch to see how this weekly candle sort of works out and how it closes. So if this weekly candle shows strength, if we close strong into the end of the week, right, this is right at this, which is interesting. It's right at this previous high in the weekly right here. So it's not quite back to that 150, but it is at the high of this week right here, which is 167.50. That is the high of the week of August in 2020. The August 2020 weekly high is 167.50. And if we go down to the 5-minute, look at exactly where that held, right? Look at that hold at 167.50. So that's interesting, right? Look at the move down into 167.50. You guys can see right here, 167.50 held very strong. You did get below it, but quickly ripped out of it. Came back down to it, ripped out of it. Held it here into close on Tuesday. Wednesday, pushed off of it very strong. And then you guys can see the reaction since then. 167.50, if we go back to the weekly chart, is the exact high of this weekly candle right here. 167.50. That's the high of this candle. Okay? So that is, for all those people that are waiting for Tesla back to 150, right? You might not get that if it holds that 167 weekly high. Maybe, maybe not. I can't tell you for sure, right? No one can. But watch out for that, right? That's an interesting hold as of right now. So 167.50, I would keep that level on your chart on Tesla. My live trading Discord doesn't show up anymore. It definitely does. Adventures with Corey. I'm not sure. Something must have happened. You can shoot me a DM if you're in this Discord. Then it's right here at the bottom. It says live trading. Shoot me a DM on Instagram or an email, preferably a DM on Instagram, and I can check it out for you. But yeah, it's still there. Something must have happened with your account, or shoot me a message somewhere else. All right, Tesla 4-hour chart. So we have this little short-term downtrend that I've been watching. Right, you guys can see right here this little 4-hour downtrend, right in this general area. We have this previous high here, and we can draw that downtrend down, and you can see Tesla has broken it. I think if Tesla can continue higher, I think you're coming into this previous high right here, right around this 202, 203 area. I think that's your next test, right in this area. If you see Tesla here, previous low, previous high, right? If you can continue out of this 4-hour downtrend break, if you can continue off this 167 break, I would say Tesla can probably try to retest this 200 area. And then we'll have to see what happens there. Does it reject once again at 200? Or do we get that break, right? Do we see a rejection here at 200? Or do we finally get a little bit of a continuation move, a break under 200 and a push higher? So I would say if Tesla can hold this momentum that it has right now, if Tesla can continue to break out of this downtrend, I would look for this 200 area. All right? So for that, whoever that was sort of talking about buying Tesla puts before, right? It's just, in my opinion, man, it's just way too slow. I would never buy puts on a stock that's, it was underperforming the market for like 2 weeks. It was pushing down into weekly demand, right? I just don't see the reason to be chasing those downside moves. Tesla has been crazy weak. It's irrationally weak, in my opinion, right? You come here, you're going to hear my opinion. Tesla's irrationally weak. Tesla should not be down. Tesla should not be down 46% in 2 months, right? That is irrational. Tesla should not be down 46% in 2 months because Elon Musk bought Twitter, right? That's why it's down. Elon Musk bought Twitter. Everyone freaking out, right? Stock's been super weak because of it. It's down 47% in 61 days. That is, if there was ever an opportunity on Tesla, I think it's now. 47% in 2 days. There's gonna be an opportunity for Tesla to pop here at some point, right? That's crazy. So I don't think Elon, Tesla does not. People like to talk, they like to, it's fun to be, oh, Elon doing this, sell Tesla, blah blah blah. Tesla's stock price does not, in the short term, sure, right? Tesla stock price, sure, in the short term may get affected by Elon buying Twitter. But if you have a brain, if you think about the valuations of stocks, it does not affect Tesla's stock price, right? It does not affect Tesla's stock price in the long term. In the long term. If Tesla is a big-time player in the EV sector in 20 years, if Tesla is huge, right? If Tesla is a monster company in 20 years that does, if there's Teslas everywhere, if they become a big company, they do other things, you're going to forget about Elon buying Twitter. Trust me. So that's my thought process on Tesla. That's my opinion. Now, I could be wrong. Tesla could go bankrupt. Tesla could go to zero, but I'll bet on it not doing that. All right? So Tesla, 180, 650. Watch out for that. And I would look for the short-term push towards that 200, 203. All right? Tesla fundamentals overvalued. Maybe in the short term, if you think that's, if you're short-term minded and you think it's overvalued in the short term. In the long term, I don't think it is. All right, Tesla. Let's go Nvidia, AMD. The reason I bring up the long term, guys, is because I think what's been going on in the market or in the trading community, and also with me being on Twitter a little bit more and reading all the negativity I see there, I think there is going to be tons of 20-year-olds that miss out on buying stocks for their future. Everyone thinks it's really cool to be bearish right now. Everyone thinks it's really cool to be bearish. Everyone thinks it's like the cool thing, like you can't be bullish, right? Everyone thinks like, oh, I should be totally bearish. Everyone else is bearish. Fuck stocks. I'm not buying stocks. Everything's going to zero. The market's done. The world's over, right? That's all I see. And I think that mindset is going to cause so many young people, so many young 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds that have 50 years of investing time and all the investing horizon. I think it's going to cause them to miss out on some really juicy opportunities because it's really cool to be bearish now. So I hope people sort of think about the long term. That's why I'm here. I hope people think about the long term. Love the live stream. Could you guide levels on QQQ? Yeah, PA, I got you. I'll do that after Nvidia and AMD. All right. So Nvidia, 170. Right. Watch out for this 170. You guys see this? Previous low, previous low, previous low. And then you got this little rejection at that same level. So watch out for 170 here, guys. We could get a little rejection off that level. That's a big level, right? Yeah, everyone wants to be the next Michael Burry. Yeah, pretty much. It's the cool thing. So rejection or support into a rejection right here at 170. Watch out for that 170, guys. Watch out for that big move, right? All right. AMD. So 77, right? See this rejection point? See this rejection point? See that rejection point? 77. That's a big level there on AMD. Watch out for that. You guys see that possible rejection here at 77? So keep an eye on that, right? That could be where AMD rejects again. That is also the 100 SMA right here. Right there. You see it, 100 SMA right there, sort of coming down. Rejection, rejection, rejection. Watch AMD at 77. That's a big level there. TSM. Yeah, TSM is stuck under this 83, right? Watch out for this 83. Keep an eye on that. You guys can see all these rejections. This rejection here, rejection here, rejection here, and sort of a rejection here this morning. 83, right? You got to get over that 83. You have to see 83 turn into support. It's got to like really prove to you that 83 is going to hold, right? You got to get like a few days of a nice support build above 83 before I can think that this continues. So let's see if we can get 83 to turn into support. That's the key. Right now, it is not doing it, right? You are not getting that. There is no screen share. No, it's voice chat only. Watch out for that 83 rejection there. That's what I would watch. If you break this uptrend, then also you need to watch for that potential downside. All right, if you break this uptrend, you also need to watch for that. Okay? I would watch for the continuation of the uptrend hold and then a potential for some type of push above 83. You have two options here, right? 83 turns into support and you can get your continuation, or your other option is a push back into 83, a rejection again, and then a break of the uptrend. That's really what you need to wait for. One of these two options. But right now, it's a guessing game, right? You have to wait. You got to wait for one of these options to work out, to start to show themselves before you can get aggressive. Meta. I like the 108 hold on Meta, but it's also not moving, right? You can see I like the 108 hold, but it's also just not really moving. It's sort of creeping up after this downtrend break, but really not getting much action. So I would just be careful here on Meta. There's a decent amount of rejection points. You got one around this 112, 113. You got one around this 114 area here. And then you got these highs around this 118. So there's some pretty heavy levels if you look to the left. But I would say as long as Meta continues to retain this 108, you're sort of in a bullish scenario. You're sort of breaking out of this downtrend. You're holding a demand down here. So I would say as long as Meta holds this 108 down here, then I would say this sort of tries to creep higher. But yeah, watch out. Meta breaking a downtrend. Maybe it wakes up at some point here. Just keep an eye on that 108 level. We did TSM. Let's go Apple. So I think the big key level here on Apple is going to be 147.50, right in that general area. It's not perfect, but you guys can see Apple over the last 2 weeks has continued to try to maintain this 147.50, and I think this is like very important not only for Apple but for the rest of the market. I think if Apple starts to lose this level, it will definitely affect the overall market. You can see support here. 147.50 has held very, very strong over the last nice coup. So support 147.50. Watch out for that. Keep an eye on that. Do you think retail will be hot today for maybe Dale? I don't know. You won't see that effect though today. So yeah, watch that. You have that lower. The only thing I would be careful of, you have the lower highs building on Apple, right? Look at the lower highs building. So this is either a nice little flag that's forming on Apple, right? If we can maybe get another test, if we can continue to build this flag here, maybe there's an eventual break to the upside off this flag. But if Apple breaks down below 147.50, then be careful there. All right, that's what I would watch on Apple. I think that's a big level. Microsoft, 250 on Apple. Or I'm sorry, on Microsoft. Here's your 4-hour chart. You guys can clearly see that right there, right? Look how clear that is. Rejections, rejections, rejections. And again, you're sitting right at that level. So if Microsoft rejects here, right? If Microsoft rejects here, then I would look for another push into the 230s, right? 240s, 239, 240, if that's where Microsoft rejects. If Microsoft pushes above this and turns 250 into support, right, we got to be a little bit cautious of that 100 SMA at 253. But in my opinion, if Microsoft actually gets above 250 and holds it, I think you'll see that continuation. Because I think this supply level is a little bit more important than this 100 SMA here. So if Microsoft can do something like this and actually maintain above 250, maybe it gets rejected at the 100 in the short term. But if you continue to build over 250, then I think you will see continuation there, as long as the market continues higher, of course. But if the market's weak, if you get a downside move on the NASDAQ and you get a day here in the next coming weeks of a downside flush, some kind of weakness on the market, then I would be watching Microsoft off 250 to the downside. Big rejection level. So watch out for that. Netflix. Yeah, Netflix has continued to be a little bit sloppy, in this little. This is still within that gap, right? If you guys remember, Netflix is still trading in the gap. All right, we have an entire gap here. Let me go ahead and zoom in here. We are continuing to trade within this gap on Netflix, all the way between 330 and 250. We're sort of still trading there, but I sort of like this candle that came in on the daily, and I'm sort of liking this possible bounce here on Netflix. Let me show you why. I forgot where I found it. I think it was. I'm trying to remember what chart I saw this on. I don't think it was there. Let me go 4 hour. Okay, here it is. Yep. So 4 hour chart on Netflix. You guys see these previous highs right in here? This is sort of a nice. I'm looking to see if this 277 area holds. All this area here. I'm liking that bounce that I saw off that level. So here's why. All right, you can see these previous wicks here. All right, you see these previous highs, triple top on the 4 hour. Rejection 277, 280. Rejection 277, 280. Rejection 277, 280. You came back up into it here, rejected it right there. You've had a little bit of consolidation right there at 277, around 280. And then again, last week, look at that push right back down into that level, and look at that push off of it. Look at that 4 hour candle off that level. If I go to the 5-minute chart, look at what Netflix did. That was on Tuesday of last week. You can see the big downside move right into that 277, 280 area, and a very strong continuation off of it. So I'm thinking that as long as Netflix holds this 277 area, this 280 area, this could be your next, move if you can hold this 277, 280. So I'm going to be watching that on Netflix. I just wanted to share that with you guys. That was sort of the one level that I finally spotted. And Sierra, if you're here, I don't know if you are, but Sierra took some trades off this, and I actually agreed with that 277, 280 level holding. So watch out for that there, guys. 277, 280 on Netflix. That might be where it wants to try to hold, and you can clearly see it attempted to do it on Tuesday of last week, or of this week, right? Look at that big downside into that on Tuesday, and then that push off of it. So watch that. All right. Let's see. What else is there out there? Let me just sort of flip through some stuff, and then we'll go over what you guys want to look at. Google, I would watch out for like this 100 level. I'll go over some of the big ones. Google 100, watch that. And then the last, really the big one, is Amazon. And Amazon's been a weak stock, right? Amazon is trying to hold 92, but not really. And it's not really getting a push. So I'd be a little bit cautious of Amazon. Before we continue, I just want to give you guys this once again. If you guys are here, all right, I haven't put this anywhere besides the live stream. I have not let anyone know about these discounts besides the live stream. It hasn't been on my Instagram. It hasn't been on my Twitter. It hasn't been on anything. It's not even on my website. So I think I'm going to keep it that way. I want it to be exclusive. I want to do it for people that come to the live streams. This is where, I don't want people in my community that don't know who I am, right? I want people to know my trading style, how I am, my focus on risk management, my focus on being conservative in the market. I want people that watch me to be part of the community. I don't want any random person in there. So once again, guys, if you want to come hang out in the Discord, if you want to trade live with us, if you want to enjoy the community, there's some incentives for you. Monthly, 50% off 1 month if you want to try it out. And if you want to go ahead and use the yearly coupon, it's 20% off. Okay? Yes, but don't join my Discord if you're just there for my call-outs. Okay? I do trade live via voice chat every day. I tell you exactly what I do. I tell you, when I get in trades, if I win, if I lose. Do not join just for call-outs. It's not what we're there for. If you come in expecting call-outs, if you're there to try to get 100 trades a day, bullshit trades, oh, he said buy this, he said sell it here. It's not what it is, okay? It's a trading community, and it's education, right? It's education and it's trading community. It's not a signals chat. Okay? BF50 for 50% off 1 month. BF20P for 20% off yearly. It is case sensitive, yes. All caps. Expires the 27th. Okay? There you go. All right. Let's go to QQQ for our friend that donated to the chat. I appreciate that. I think that was that PA? Who was that? QQQ. Let's go over it. So it's going to be the same as the NASDAQ, right? QQQ and the NASDAQ, very similar, right? It's the QQQ ETF. What's up, PA? I got you. So the first thing I'd watch is this 284 area, right? This little double top here. I think that this whole area, it's really this whole area, PA, right? You can see it's anywhere between this high here and this high here, and then these lows here and these lows here. This whole zone, I think, can become a demand area, right? You have a previous high, previous low, previous low. 284 to around 280 is pretty important on this QQQ. If you break this double bottom, PA, then you're moving lower. There's no question about that. All right, if you break this double bottom right here, this 280.50, 280.5, you break that, you're absolutely moving lower, okay? You break that, you turn it into a rejection point, moving lower for sure, all right? Moving lower for sure. RK, you can come and follow me blindly if you want, RK. I mean, I show you everything. If you want to join, you want to follow me blindly, sure, right? Sure, I don't care. I tell you when I get in, I tell you when I get out. It doesn't matter to me, right? But my honest recommendation is to come to a trading community to learn. So what's wrong with me saying that? What's wrong with me telling new traders that if you want to join the trading community, I don't want to see you follow me blind. I want to see you learn why I'm taking trades, right? Why am I taking the trades? Why, what is the reasoning behind it, which I go through every day. Understand that. Understand why I'm taking the trades. Don't just follow because he bought it, right? Say, okay, he bought it here. Why did he do that? Why is the trade he's taking, why is this the trade he's taking? Let me make sure I understand that, right? Let me make sure I understand the why behind the trade so that I can repeat this, right? If I want to leave this community, if I want to leave the Discord, then I still know what to do, right? I still understand why he's trading that, right? If you want to come and follow, it's there for you, right? I'm not hiding anything, but I would rather see people join and learn, right? And learn and then leave. The goal is to join and leave. Right? I'm not scared to say that. You should join, you should learn, and you should leave. Join, maybe however long it takes for you to become successful, and then do it on your own. I don't know why you're here, Seth, if you're saying that. Just go, you don't need to watch. All right. Home Depot trade. Yeah, Home Depot trade was sweet. Z3. The Home Depot trade was pretty sweet. I enjoyed that trade a lot. I'm still in one contract on that one. But PA, so 280, watch that. 284 here, and then this 100 SMA, right? This 100 SMA looks real tough, right? Watch that 100 SMA, okay? See that rejection there, 292? See that right there? Watch out for that. You're gonna have to watch the NASDAQ with this as well, PA. So you can see the NASDAQ, that 100 SMA, and then the QQQ. Yeah, people must have had a bad Thanksgiving yesterday, right, Chef? Must have had a bad Thanksgiving. So 100 SMA, I would say, is the level to watch on QQQ and the NASDAQ, PA. You can see right there. 12,024 on the NASDAQ, and then on the QQQ, you can see that same thing up there, 100 SMA. All right? So watch out for that. That's definitely heavy. And then it's the same thing on the ES, right? 100 SMA or 200 SMA. Why do I give out information for free when people don't appreciate it? Hey, Lincoln, man, I enjoy doing this. I think people, I like the community aspect of the trading community, right? I like you guys coming here, and I love the community aspect, right? That's what I like more than anything. So like if I could come here, talk to you guys, we could all try to be successful together. I enjoy that. I really do. I really do. So that's why I do it. I share my monthly P&L on my website every single month. I need to update it for October. I got to put October on there. I always forget to. Every month I have my P&L on there. All right. All right, guys. Well, that's really all I got. I mean, it's 8:53. I'm just going to head out. It's a little bit of a messy of a stream today, it looks like. I don't know what to say. I had a good time. Hope you did too. Seth is annoying, huh? I'm going to get Seth out of here. My website is right below, guys. It's in the description. You want to check my my past performance. If you're that high on checking my past performance, it's there on the website every single month. I have nothing to hide. All right. Let's have a fantastic day. Let's have a good rest of the day. Let's all be happy. It's Thanksgiving. If you like to come here and cause problems, please don't come here again. If you want to just come here and chill, talk about the market, talk about, so we could have some conversations, right? Whether you like stuff long, whether you don't like stuff long, right? I'm open to that. I could be wrong, right? I'm open to a good conversation with respect on both sides. Raul. Smoke some weed and some smoked turkey. I think some people need to. Yeah, I agree, Mr. TNT. I think the Black Friday deal I did pissed some people off. I think that's what happened. I think me giving some discounts to the Discord pissed some people off. So, sorry about that, guys. My bad. All right, guys. I'm reading the chat. Black Friday deals. If you guys want to check it out, it's down below. It's in the description. Again, and I will say this again. Do not join the Discord if you are joining just to copy my trades. And someone got mad at me for saying that. You should learn how to trade. Learn how to trade. Understand why people join or why I take the trades. Understand the why behind every trade. Understand what's going on in the market. And I will stand by that saying till the death of me. You do not join a community, any community, to follow. This is a problem. There is still value to a Discord community if you do not follow trades. Right? It's not what every community out there is for. It's not just to follow. It's to come together with other traders, to join a community, to feel like you're part of a community of traders, to have people out there to throw ideas off of, to feel like you can, if you like something, ask someone what they think about it, right? There's value to that. There is value to that. Okay? And that's what I try to build. And that's why I try to, have a good community out there. A community of, people that are really focused on trading and learning and educating themselves rather than just buying 0 DTE contracts every day and hoping that they become a millionaire. All right, guys. I've had fun today. I hope you did too. I like the chill vibes. Have a fantastic day. Press the like button before you head out. Subscribe to the channel. Sorry if I upset anyone today. But, sometimes you got to weed out those people. All right, guys. I will see you next week. Have a fantastic Friday. Have a fantastic weekend. And I hope to see you in the next live stream. Peace.
Yeah.